Hello and welcome to vlog number 88. Now, once again, I've stopped using the teleprompter. I've got it still, it will get use, but I'm not using the teleprompter for vlogs due to popular request. Okay, so in my garden, I just love being in the garden in the summer, and this is no exception. So this one is another garden vlog, which gives me plenty of room on a table to have everything I am going to show on this one, because I got a bit. But I'm going to start with a few rants. And the first one, chatbots. They're just trying to put people out of work. I'm sorry, this is companies just trying to cheapskate on customer support. I mean, it's gone from proper customer support to outsourcing and now to chatbots. You've got to go through a barrage of chatbots before you can actually get to anybody. Now, I've had two occasions very recently. Royal Mail, because my daughter had a Switch 2 delivered which had a tracking information of Royal Mail. I could not get through on the chatbot. The site saying, oh, the postcode doesn't match. So there was absolutely nothing I could do online. The chatbot just would not let me speak to somebody. So got onto the phone, got through. I think it took about 8 minutes to get through the menu system. Then I finally got through to a human after another 25 minutes on hold. And they said, that's not for your address. It's a completely different address. Which basically alleviated the situation on something that was said it was being delivered and it wasn't, because it wasn't. Just, it was, who she got it from was OnBuy. And yeah, she did pay extra, but it wasn't scalper prices. But that arrived the next day. With DPD, a completely different career, but that's not on the chatbot stuff. But because we're on a little thread here, and she bought the Mario pack, and it's a Hong Kong redemption code, download code. So she can't use it because although the console is open region, the account is region locked. So she can't use a Hong Kong download code for a European account. Well, yes, so finally got through. Was told by a human in 30 seconds. 30 seconds after well over half an hour. Well, it was well over an hour if you include all the messing around with bots online. That they're saving money by employing bots, which don't actually cost money, or don't cost a lot, is costing customers time. And the other one, of course, how do you know us, of course? The other one was Tesco. I'm trying to get through to them because, now, I do one monthly shop per month on payday. I don't want to do it, but my wife does, and it's my concession. We do the one. It does get the heavy stuff in, but I always do not tick. I make sure I don't tick allow substitutions. And almost always they substitute stuff. I can't get through to them to tell them not to. I cannot get through and speak to a human. I did get through on their line to speak to a human. And then they said, oh, you're through to groceries, so I'm going to put you through to customer service. I went through to customer service and ended back at groceries. So I still haven't been able to get through to Tesco. I've got no way of doing it. I may have to just put it in writing. In the old school snail mail. Because of bots. Absolutely disgusting. People, it's not a new thing either. I mean, the downsizing of customer service has been happening for a few years now. I've noticed it, and I mentioned it before. But yeah, customer service is getting sucky these days, which makes me appreciate all the more when companies do go out of their way to be customer friendly. Anyway, and now my next rant is it's a little bit obscure. A certain South African American billionaire with an obsession with the letter X has decided to call his new messaging platform XChat. There is an existing IRC client called XChat, not maintained for about 15 years, but the website is kept up, it still exists, an IRC client called XChat. But he don't care. Nobody's going to sue Elon, are they? Because he can just pay his lawyers and wipe anybody into the floor. He just doesn't care about anybody else. Well, yeah, the less said about him, the better, but this one had to be said. I've just done my next rant as well in the chatbot thing. Right, now I'm going on to a bit of friendly ridicule. Okay, when I'm driving my trains, quite often I'll see somebody on the side of the road going like that, on the side of the line going like that, or on the platforms or on bridges. Now, that is a sign from the guard to the driver on a vacuum brake train during preparation to create a vacuum. I'm not going to create a vacuum in an air brake train on the move. End of story. The other thing that reminds me of is the old style flushes, pulling the flush on a toilet. I don't think in my lifetime we've had trains in service where you actually do that to sound the horn. I state there in service because you still got steam trains in legacy on sorry about the dogs, on lines, on heritage lines, and occasionally out on the main line. But no, I'm not going to blow the horn. I'm not going to give you tones. I'm sorry. I'm going to be a grumpy git here. There are reasons for blowing the horn, and when you're standing on the side of the line or on the platform or something, giving me a completely nonsense hand signal, I can't play up to it. I can't play up to it. Now, if I'm not completely grumpy, if somebody comes up and asks me on the platform before I go, can you toot the horn before you go? I will. So I'm not a complete bastard. But yeah, when they're standing at the side of the line with their no. Sorry, it's not happening. Okay, so that's that one done. Now, on to the good stuff. I said I was getting a drone, and here it is. Tiny little thing. Doesn't even need to be connected to anything to actually work, because you can set it to follow mode. You can just start it up, it will follow. Let me see if I can. Let me take this off very quickly. Very quickly. Let's see if there's enough battery in here. Yep, there's enough battery in here. So if I do this.
Droney.
Oh, wait about that.
Circle, rocket, spotlight, direction track, follow.
Here we go.
Close. Follow. 3, 2, 1.
And there we go. It's actually up there now. If I walked on the garden, it'll follow me. If I put my hand out, it'll land. So yeah, that's without any connection whatsoever. And that is a DJI Neo. And the drone itself, 170 quid. But I got the Fly More pack, which came with a bit more. Not the case is extra. Which is the controller, some extra batteries, and a charger. So yeah, that all came to 300 quid. The camera quality isn't brilliant, especially in low light, but it is good enough for my uses. That is ideal. So yeah, that is a very good purchase. You can connect it to your phone. You can even do vlogs, because if you record audio, I could actually connect this up through the phone, and it cuts out the drone noise. So yeah, it's good. It's opening up new possibilities when I get time, which I haven't had a lot of lately. Right, some of the things you got. This, which is the new Sparks release, Mad. Actual physical CD, which got to number 2 in the overall album charts in the UK, and number 1 in just about every other chart in the UK, including physical. So yeah, physical number 1 albums in the UK. Now, other good news, Harry's PC cost a few £100, but no, he's got basically a brand new PC, When the power supply went, it took out the motherboard, it took out the CPU, and it took out half the RAM. So you got a brand new motherboard, which is Windows 11 capable, even though it hasn't offered him the Windows 11 update yet. A CPU, which is Windows 11 capable, though it hasn't offered him Windows 11 yet. And 16 gigabytes of RAM, because the computer had 32 gig in there before. But it's working. It is finally up and running. So that's another good thing. I also, no, on a completely different and opposite matter, I got a sprinkler for the garden. I haven't needed it for the past week or so, because it's been raining every bloody day. But no, I can, rather than walking around with a hose now, I can just put the thing in pop the sprinkler in the middle of the garden, set it off, and just leave it there for a while. And yeah, that keeps the garden all nice and lush. It's a bit overgrown at the moment, but that's because today is the day I mow the lawn. Another thing, because of my son in this case getting a Switch 2, I ended up inheriting a Switch 1. The case is one I bought myself because I need something. It's got a little crack in there. I don't mind about that because it's not interfering with anything, gameplay or anything. It doesn't. When it's on, you don't even notice it. But yeah, I've inherited a Switch 1. I've installed things like Donut Dodo, Spyro, and yeah, stuff I like on it. I can't see me doing many modern games, but you never know. You never know. I can't put a lot of time into modern games. Now, something I've been trying to get for a few months, and it finally became available, a Mr. Pi. Basically, it's an identical, completely compatible, and much cheaper version of the Mr. FPGA device that I've already got. This one, I've already got all the parts to set it up as a standalone. I do intend to put it in a box with a new custom controller I'm going to build. But yeah, my original Mister cost me about 250 quid, all the bits together. Today they go for closer to 500 because there's no subsidies on them anymore. 150 quid delivered. Absolute bargain. So, another argument with these things. Some people are saying it's not emulation. Does that look like a Commodore 64? Does that look like an Amiga? Does that look like a Spectrum? Does that look like an old arcade game? If it's not the actual hardware, it's emulation. By definition. It might be a better quality emulation, but it's still emulation. By definition. You can't skirt around and call it simulation or things like that. It's emulation. It's good emulation. It's excellent emulation. It's still emulation. End of story. Okay. Now, talking about emulation and real hardware, I got a second PCB now. A second arcade PCB. This was a bootleg, Choplifter. When I first started it up, there was graphical glitching. I pressed a few things down, turned the voltage down, came up, even posted the bloody some help. And when I turned it on again, everything worked perfectly. And now I got two arcade PCBs. I got Bomb Jack and Choplifter. Now, it did come without an adapter. So my friend from Sweden, Pingy, he said, I'll send you one. Gift, yeah. Fantastic. So I got the adapter. That worked, obviously. Yeah. But he also sent a few other things with it as well. I'm mostly through these, but I can only eat these when I'm not eating anything else. It's salted licorice. Quite a shock when you first take one. Quite a shock. They're just little licorice blocks. Very, very salty. But really nice. Really nice. I really enjoy them. And these, which are like squishies. Pretty ordinary squishies. But yeah, tasty, tasty, tasty. Also, 2 Spectrum games. Now, I don't have a Spectrum. I don't want to get rid of these at all. I'm going to try and use the same method I used for the VIC-20. I use my Commodore cassette player with the USB adapter and see if I can create tap files out of those, and they can go into my collection of old stuff. Old stuff. It's not retro because it's genuine. Retro is a recreation. That's another thing we came across before. So, for instance, things like the Spectrum, which I'll be streaming tonight, is retro. It's a retro computer. Commodore 64 is an old computer. It's not retro because it's genuine. Retro is made to look like old. Here we are. And now, On to the last of the show me's. I decided to get some Blu-rays because the PS4, which I inherited, I had the drive fixed on that, and I don't have any Blu-rays. I'm not big on those sort of things. But I was in Kex because my son wanted to trade in some Switch games, and so I had a look. And I wanted to spend. I didn't because I'm not using cash. I'm using a card. I wanted to spend a £5, so I got Shaun the Sheep, which is the one I tested, and it works fine. And this is an absolute bargain. When I saw this, I couldn't believe it. It's a full documentary, BBC documentary, of Planet Earth, a 5-box set for £2. £2. 5 Blu-ray box set, £2. So you can get some bargains at Kex. Probably not with the hardware, because their consoles and things like that seem to be a bit overpriced. But certainly with things like that. Okay, so yeah, bargain. Now, a mate of mine, Steve, from almost up north. He's definitely more north than here. He had a retro channel. He used to play old games. He's a good content creator, to be honest. But his stuff is amusing. It's interesting. Doesn't always play a game well, but he always makes it funny and interesting to watch. And he wanted to create a second channel. And he noticed something there which wasn't being used for a while, so he deleted it and took his whole channel down with it. Everything. There was no coming back from it. And of course, being a small channel, he can't go out and put help out and say, "Help me, Google, you're my only hope." But no, he lost it. So he started up a new channel. And two new channels. He's got his Steve's Gaming Part 2. And there's a lot of background noise going on here. Dogs. Sounds like a bloody drill. But anyway, Steve's Gaming Part 2, and he's also got Steve's Spectrum Zone. I'm going to link both of them in the comments. Go subscribe. Watch his videos, you won't regret it. Okay, now, getting close to the end now. On to the shout-outs to the people who have commented on my videos in the last 3 weeks, since my last vlog. These are Swift Hossein, Colin Thompson, I'm going to murder this one, Leslie Vollion, Lucas Rainford, R2 the Cat, Tony Barnes, Nichols Wilson, and Satan666. I'm getting attention from hell. Quick coffee. And on to the last bit, the bit that I hate talking about, but I'm going to put it anyway. The wars. Ukraine carrying on, basically. It's a good thing that they've taken the Ukraine, that Ukraine have taken out quite a lot of Russian hardware. Gives Putin a bloody nose. That war is showing no signs of abating. Middle East is escalating, with Israel now going out and attacking Iran. So yeah, another government that needs to go down. Not the people, absolutely not the people. I'll stress this, just the government. Get the government out. And yeah, America. Okay. Not specifically a war. That's a war between decency and fascism. Although I hear more people turned up to Stephen Hawking's time traveller party than turned up to Trump's birthday party. But yeah. When are they going to wake up over there and just turf the bugger out? I just don't understand it at all. Anyway, that's just about it. So, it's been a busy 3 weeks. I've had night shifts, which have stopped me from doing a lot of other things. I've still got tons of other things I need to do. They'll get done when I get around to them. I got around to it now. You saw them in last time's 3D prints. But yeah, excuse me. So, let's see what the next 3 weeks bring. Until then, have a good one and take care. Ta-ra now.